my playlist, my radio in my car, like, I play Dolph like every day. Like he's up there with Gucci for me.
Gucci.
So
Okay.
it's like I hit, and like I said on my show on Friday, like his music has been with me for a while, like since 2013, 2013. I started listening to Dolph and his underground mixtapes, and like just the lifestyle that I had back then to now, like it his music grew with me. So it's devastating. It's devastating. And how he was
I ain't gonna lie.
assassinated. Like he wasn't even murdered. That was like an assassination, like to me. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That shit hit pretty
pretty
hard.
hard, right?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, when I was younger, I used to always say, if I work really hard and reach a certain level, then I would be sort of like deemed, I guess, untouchable, so to speak.
Mhm.
And I always kind of banked on that presence of thinking that if I had all my stuff together, then
Mhm.
I'd be good, right?
Yeah.
Well, lately, my theory has been changed, right? Now, it's not really any secret that this was a street dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Street dude turned artist, but obviously still in the streets, right? And just a few years ago, he wrote a song about taking 100 rounds and surviving that pretty much, thanks
Mhm.
to the fact that his vehicle was bulletproof.
Right.
So, like, of course, when we look at this, we look at it from fans' perspective, and
Mhm.
it's easy as fans to forget the streets have rules on how to move and how to do things.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's no coincidence that all of our big dogs, all our top celebrities, even if they live in the same state in which they grew up or the same city in which they grew up, we all know that there's a part of the city where you always wish that you could afford to go because it's just a little bit greener over there. The grass is a little bit greener, the pastures are a little wider, the police seem to be a little nicer. Everything is just better than where you're from. So,
Now, even though let's just say, even though he had that song "100 Shots" and he also got that song "Play with Your Bitch," which is one of my favorite songs. Let's not forget that those was response songs. So he's to me, he's not a troller or someone that goes out there looking for trouble. Originally, when this beef started, I guess it started allegedly from some sneak disses that he received from Yo Gotti, and that's where the original beef started from. But all that shit
mm,
had died down.
what's
Uh,
crazy is, the internet is going really retarded. Allegedly, the beef is over. I mean, it's alleged that it's over a lot of other things besides just that.
I mean, and the fact that he fucked Yo Gotti's baby mom supposedly, but outside of that, let's just get to the nitty gritty. So, how it's been a while. Like I know that once you start beefing with somebody, beef is forever. That's pretty much how we look at it. But shit has died down. I think they even, like they haven't put too much attention towards the beef. So it doesn't even in the
So
media. It doesn't
it
even
may not even be Gotti.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even sound like right now when you look at the tabloids, the blogs, and you do your research, he hasn't really been beefing with nobody like hard outside of like that's why everybody's like, oh, Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy, because there's no apparent beefs that he's having. Now there's these artists that's coming up in Memphis that's going at his artist hard, snatching their chains, allegedly, all types of stuff. But he's a big dog. So it doesn't he's not even addressing that stuff. So
Yeah,
it's just to me
but
like this assassination is unfortunate. And you know what's crazy about it is even though Young Dolph is a trap rapper and he's a hood street dude, like he got a large white fan base. And
of
people
course.
want and they want answers too. And that's what's crazy. It's just it's amazing to see all of his fans like just I'm not gonna say devastated about it, but just wanting answers, and they're doing anything,
Nah, because honestly,
anything
like
to get answers at this point.
honestly, it's like when you walk around as a boss, you know what I'm saying? Not like somebody on a label, not like somebody. I mean, that's like not trying to be, that's like Puffy or Birdman getting hit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, wait a minute, how's this happening? This is a leader of a label, signed to a major label, moving like a major does, except for we find out that he doesn't move like that in his hometown. He moves like a regular person, like his hometown is Beverly Hills. I mean, I'm not trying to really say too much crazy because he did get shot at in Los Angeles the first time, you
Yeah.
know. So it
So
was a
it's
lot of people saying he shouldn't have been in his hood and all this other stuff. I think this is how you move. It's weird. Like, where's all your people? Where's
allegedly, or from the pictures, he had somebody with him that they seen shooting at the car that was getting
no sir?
away. A lot of people are just like, well, a lot of people want to know, first of all, how come nobody else got hit at the store?
Because
And
it
I
was a
think
hit. It was a
so.
targeted hit.
Right, but if you're spraying the store, I mean, that's
But that's
people
not
go.
what they was doing though, right? From the videos, like it's been pretty much broken down from the videos. You can see that everything was targeted directly. This wasn't a random thing. From the reports, he was in the store. He turned around and had a split second. Boom, he got a shot off. Boom, and they finished off the job. So they walked directly up to him, not inside the building, but arched over the glass and pretty much finished the job. Now the problem with all of this stuff is, like I said, it's rules to how you move. It's certain things that people just don't do when you in the streets. Putting your back to the streets. When you moving like that, um, having like no sight of protection for yourself. I mean, it's a straight beeline to you at this point. You park your car not even to where you can walk right out the store and get right in your car, even if they was waiting outside for you. It was a lot of things that just was thrown off.
I still don't understand if him and his man was standing on the same side of the store, like, and they were kind of like adjacent to each other. How, and that's just small stuff. And then people also want to know, okay, well, were these people following him,
No,
or did they just ride by and see his car? It seems like
yes,
they were ready. They had gloves on. They were properly prepared for this. So you know what I'm saying? Like, people just want to know what
no, they knew that was
happened.
the day.
Was he
They knew
set
that was the
up?
day. No,
Like, some people think that he was set up of some sort. Then they said, some people feel like, oh well, now you can't get on live because the girl had him on live at the gas station. So people were like, oh well, she gave away his location, and it's just crazy. So now these rappers now, I guess people are accusing them of killing Young Dolph, and there's all types of videos and
yeah, I'm
rumors
saying
going
that. I'm saying
around.
that. I'm saying that. That's what's
and
crazy.
and they were talking reckless on their live. And to be honest, when I was watching that footage, just watching what the people were saying in the comments, it was crazy. They were tagging the police department.
Of
So
course.
these guys are on here showing their guns, saying "fuck your favorite rapper," "fuck Dolph," all of this other stuff, and people are, well, they're making hints as if to say they did it, and people were just tagging the police department.
Man, you
Uh,
see the YouTuber that said we're in a clout world where you can't kill somebody of that stature and be quiet about it because you have to let people know it's yours.
mm.
You gotta let people know that you did that. You were the man. You gotta get your respect behind that. So
Well,
I,
Memphis, Tennessee
I,
has a death penalty, and I usually don't wish death on people, but I mean, at some point they need to utilize this, and I think
man,
assaultive motions
I don't
like
know
this.
why anybody think. I don't know why anybody think that somebody going to jail for this. Y'all
Oh, you
really
don't
think?
think you don't think they're gonna get caught?
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna get caught. But
Oh,
unfortunately,
you don't think they're gonna? Oh, you think they're gonna get eliminated, huh?
I mean,
Before
listen,
they
like
get to
at
jail.
the end of the day, listen. I don't like talking like this on air like this, right? But we're in a real world where movies and reality definitely meets each other, right? Now, we ain't never seen somebody. This is somebody of stature, somebody who we know had more than 100 million, owned 100 properties in this area. You know what I'm saying? If he was in a position where he's turning down 20, 30 million, he's definitely in a position where he's gotten millions of dollars to take care of everything. So we gotta real life ask ourselves, for someone like that to get touched, someone had to approve that. And do y'all think they're gonna let two idiots get caught that couldn't get stay off camera or couldn't understand that they don't need the clout because they probably already been paid? Yeah, they're
Well,
gonna
one
get.
of his friends put out a post on Instagram or was it Twitter, and he's basically saying like it's a crazy world where someone that you've done absolutely nothing to will pay to kill you just because they don't like you or that you're successful or something along those lines. Y'all don't
The
take
sad thing
word
is,
for word.
I don't believe that no more. You know what I'm saying? I
What, you
don't.
don't believe that
I
somebody
don't believe that.
take
I don't. I believe that people die all the time. I don't believe that people get killed all the time. I believe that people always get killed for something that was done to the other person. People get caught in a crossfire a lot, but the reality of it is, you don't get regular people just waking up like I'm going to kill a random person. That's
I
just
mean, nowadays with these sorry drill rappers, but nowadays, I mean, for nothing to me is somebody saying something. Like if somebody didn't shoot at you or threaten to kill your family or and when I say threaten, not just by words on the internet, I'm talking about like action,
yeah.
then there's really no but who am I to determine why you should or should not eliminate someone else?
Let me
Because
tell
we
y'all.
all have feelings, different feelings, and
Yeah,
I
we do.
actually said that on Friday.
We
I
do.
have
Like
my
honestly, we do. But that man was 36 years old, not three, not five, not 10. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like the reality of the matter is, there was 30 plus years of Young Dolph life that we don't know what he did to who or what. Like I said, people don't just want to shoot 100 rounds at you for nothing. We're in a world where yes, niggas want their clout, niggas want their respect, but why? If you think that was crazy, why no one has went at obvious targets that we really think? Why no one has went at George Zimmerman? Not has never tried to take him out. Not one person, and he's got a whole uprage because on record he killed one person. You know what I'm saying? And Trayvon Martin, unfortunately, is not big enough in the community to other people for them to say, no, this is street justice. We don't get justice. We know he done it. But if this was a person that was walking around catching bodies everywhere he went, and now they finally got him. They're like, oh, we were trying to catch you to this one. We were trying to attach you to this one, but you know, fucked up here, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Now we talk about something totally different. Like a lot of things we put into correlation, we don't really ask ourselves anything because all of us get caught up in the reality of being a fan, and status, people's status. But shit, half of the stories that these people be telling in their songs be real. I don't think that nothing that these artists say out their mouth is wrong. There's a song pull up on you and pull out, kill you, my nigga. Don't talk crazy, my niggas, and kill you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So why y'all think that a lot of parents don't want their kids to rap?
Mm.
You know, I mean, like they don't have a problem if you find out their kid can sing. They don't, and most of the time when they find out their kid can rap, they try to mold that rap off some ABC stuff. You know what I'm saying? They try to tell them be hip hoppy, you know, but the kids can't help but sneak away and listen to Trippie Redd, listen to Uzi, listen to Travis Scott, listen to Chief Keef, listen to Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the last time you heard your kid bring you a Chance CD and tell you I really like Chance? I mean, when the last time one of your kids bought you a Toby CD and said, I really like Toby? 9 times out of 10, because most of you parents that listen to rap music, you don't listen to that trap stuff. And all they doing is finding the little brothers, the little cousins, the little youngers out of them groups instead of following who their parents are following. It's like, ew, I don't want to listen to what my parents listen to. I mean, let's just be real. Everyone asks me why I don't like the Washington Redskins. Well, because my dad likes the Washington Redskins.
Well,
Why I don't root for the Bullets? Because my dad roots for the Bullets.
that's why I don't like the Cowboys.
Listen, hello?
Because
My
my
mom,
dad likes the Cowboys.
my mom likes the Cowboys, and my twin brother likes the Cowboys. So for me, I need something. I'm a combative person, competitive at heart. So I'm automatically picking whoever the rivals was when I was picking my teams to like. You know? And because I didn't know too much about basketball, thank God for Kobe Bryant giving me a Laker home, which I'm probably about to end up leaving the Lakers. They're changing it to crypto. LeBron James out there sucker punching people. I don't even know what to think about the world no more. Mm, mm.
Well, bodies are dropping in Memphis. The
Well,
people are going crazy.
I seen that. I seen that. Let me tell
They
you
are
something.
going crazy.
And what if these bodies are, in fact, like they're saying or suspecting that these are suspects in the murder? You know what that means. That means case closed. That means no
But what
justice.
if they're not? Like, what if the person, because allegedly where the car was found, the car that was used in the shooting, the Memphis Police Department have they said they haven't confirmed that. But anyway, the car that they said they found from the murder, someone was standing outside of that house and got lit up. And I'm in
Yeah.
my head, I was like, well, what if the person wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if they had nothing to do with it? What
Let me
if
tell you something. Let me tell you something. The crazy part about it is we know how this world works, right? These are, like we can act like real crazy, but these are blocks. These are not, and when you live in non like apartment areas, the blocks are the hoods. So if you walking on that street, you are part of this hood. It does not matter if it's you or not.
that's not
Somebody
fair?
somebody from this hood got to go. No, listen, like listen, let me tell you something. Like sad story, but I know all about that too vividly. You know, if somebody from my side goes, I'm sorry, we have to ride around whatever neighborhood they said did this. And if someone dies, it's like the streets, the codes of the streets. It's the codes. That's why people ask, like, oh, success don't run in these streets. Because see, I like at the end of the day, I know the codes. I grew up in one of the most realest hoods that you ever gonna find. My cousins was in the other ones. I had to walk through them all. And so when you realize these things, and you like, you know how to move. You feel me? I be in clubs and I hear an argument break out behind me, and I'm like, okay, let me get to a evaluation spot. I've walked out of clubs minutes before somebody got jumped. I walked out of clubs minutes before the club got shot up. I walked out of clubs minutes before people got stabbed. I've turned down going to events because I've looked at the flyers and saw the type of artist that was going to be there. And Lord and behold, it happens. You know, you got to be smart in this game. And you ain't going to tell me if you got a bulletproof car, you have a bulletproof car, you're not gonna wear bulletproof vests.
Yeah, I think he probably thought it was gonna be a quick in and out, boom. And in my mind, I'm like, They say usually you get a feeling before
Isn't it
that
ironic?
happens,
He
and I'm
wasn't
like,
feeling he was feeling mighty dangerous that he had his gun already ready to get a shot off without having to cock it. He already had his gun ready with one in the chamber, and he got a shot off, so he knew what time it was. He wasn't on loaf time; he was on loafing time. He was too comfortable and not understanding the rules of the game. You can't have a bulletproof car and not wear a bulletproof vest. You can't park your car with the back turned to where your shooter, who's in the car with you, is completely now on the blind side once the car goes past him. Mind you, I don't know what he was doing in the car, but he probably was texting himself. It's alleged that Young Dolph was texting, and that's why his reaction time was a little slow. You know? However, let's just be quite honest. The whole point of his whole view is now off. And now the only time that he has a chance to react, he has to get out of a passenger door and come around. I don't understand what he probably did. He probably ducked to make sure he wasn't getting hit first, you know. And by then, everyone's gone. We all know how this game worked. Just like a movie. That shit was like a movie, you know. And I can imagine how the people in Memphis that was on that block that day, the type of footage that they really have that they're not putting out.
that's what I want to know. But somebody got the actual somebody, and the bakery don't have footage. Like
You
that's
heard,
the
you
thing.
heard the lady say, you heard the lady say, she was recording the whole thing, and she said, "Oh, the police said they're gonna start taking reports. We better go, cause I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing." That was the mentality of her and several other of her community that was out there that day, because that's the reality of the community that we live in. Let the police do their job. We'll do it on social media behind fake profile pictures and fake pages, but I'm not gonna let you know that it was me.
So who killed Young Dolph? Because
You,
spectators are saying, and this is what I said on Friday six. Because I brought you up because you said this, and you said this on a show a while back. You was like, "What is it with Empire that all their artists are dying?" So people feel like,
I told
is
y'all
it
that.
the is it the Empire conspiracy? Is it Gotti and Black Youngster? Is it? I mean, is it these alleged guys that's on social media claiming that they did it? Like, who did
I,
it?
I,
But
I,
what's
told
up with this Empire conspiracy
I
theory? Because I
told
want to
y'all that.
talk to you about that.
I told y'all that months ago, and like nobody was listening to me. Actually, I was called a troll, and actually, one person told me you need to watch what you say, bro. Empire is you know, you could do business with Empire, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I would definitely do business with Empire, but I would make them protect me because the only people that seem to be passing away is the people that walk in the Empire and want to be bosses,
Mm,
and
that's
I'm
what they
not.
said.
I'm not sitting up this joint and being cruddy or crazy, but y'all remember Michael Jackson was the first artist who wanted to be a boss. And please, Illuminati, please do not, please don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to make them understand that they can't keep doing this. But Michael Jackson was the first person that wanted to be a boss, you know, and they bullshitted my man. Then Prince followed. They bullshitted my man. XS and Tentacion followed. They bullshitted my man. I mean, the list can go on and on and on about the last few people that I'm going to name. Now, of course, Nipsey Hussle was not with Empire. That's why Nipsey Hussle situation was not like, whoa, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? That was like him knowing someone in his hood, knowing who that person was, addressing that person, and not understanding that the streets have rules.
You keep saying.
Feeling like stature affords you a certain SLA qua. I mean, you don't see Jay Z out on the block chopping it up with his old homeboys. I mean, I don't know. You don't see hardly any of the rappers that's alive on the block chopping it up with their homeboys. They're never going to get 6ix9ine because he's never going to be on the block chopping it up with his homeboys. Not trying to be funny, but he's never going to be in his hood doing a drive or any type of celebration for his community for y'all to get him there. Never. And I mean, that's not to say that that man don't do a lot of work and give to his community, send money and do things and build up for his community. That's not to say that all of them artists that don't do stuff for their community, but we got to understand something. You are a victim if you play in the streets. You are always a victim of the street rules. Look at old Alpo. He was 55 years old. Everybody that was a part of what he did is old as dirt. And they said
his ass gone though.
and they said some young boys took him out. Right? So that's like the rules never ever stop. Because all those old heads knew he was out. They been knew he was out. But of course, they would have noticed the limps, noticed the chubs, noticed everything if they one of them would have done it. Like I said, I never listened to Young Dolph like that after the pull-up song. You know, I never really listened to him like that. But what I do tell y'all is we got to understand we got to move a certain way as people starting like really today. And if you up here at my age, you really got to move like you know the rules. You know, I tell people, get away, move, elevate yourself, and elevate your circle by showing them that there's other things to do as well. Now, this Illuminati conspiracy is very troubling because of the last video he dropped and the fact that he's with Empire, you know, but I gotta tell y'all, like, I don't think that I don't believe that a person as smart as Young Dolph will move the way he moved without something being involved. You know?
What do you mean something being involved?
I mean, there's something being involved. Something being involved. Too comfortable. Something being involved. Like not being prepared. And the guy, I watched a video on YouTube, and I hate these YouTube videos, but they said that he really sacrificed himself, and they gave a real good breakdown as to why he might have sacrificed himself as opposed to sacrificing someone else in his family for the Illuminati. He named his last album Paper Route Illuminati, and his first single that he dropped was he's going to sacrifice himself pretty much. And it's no different than Sixxcess before he went on his path. He talked a lot about someone's going to kill me. Someone's going to kill me. Make sure you look at Drake. Make sure you look at this industry. You know, I mean, it's really no different. They speak this stuff onto themselves. The power of the tongue is way more vicious than anything else. I mean, you can talk a lot about killing people all day long, but the minute that you wrap your lyrics around your death and your demise, the minute you give a visual around your death or your demise, you best believe it's on the way. I mean, MO3, his last video before he died, he was in the casket. Sixxcess, his last video before he died, he was in the casket.
Oh, how you know it's not the directors or the producers of the videos?
I mean, listen, let me tell you one thing for sure, right? You have the right to approve or deny a goddamn concept.
But what if you don't see nothing wrong with it?
Shit. Well, the thing about it is, what's more sad about it is, I tell this every week on my show. If the blueprint is out there to build a house, then you can't tell me if you look at this blueprint and you follow it step by step that you meant to build a mobile home or you meant to build a basketball court. It's like, no, you have the house blueprint in your hand, my guy. So when you walk around and you're doing all the things like all the rappers that have been killed, hello, hello, is a saying that no one is above the rules and the outcomes. You can try all you want to take the same steps, but you will always have the same outcome if you follow the same path. There's a rule. That's a saying. I didn't make that up today. They were saying that to me when I was a kid. It was like, it was follow. If everyone jumped off a bridge, would you jump? You know? So you start thinking to yourself, well, no, I wouldn't jump if everyone jumps. But if it looks safe and there's a big rock coming to destroy the bridge and everyone said jump for safety, then am I a leader? Am I a follower? Am I a smart person? At the end of the day, now we got to start putting scenarios on everything in life. Is that what we want to do? We want to start being sarcastic with life? No. We got to start looking at the sayings, how they were and how they are, how they've always been. Because the rules of engagement are all the same. What we saw, for real, what we saw was no different than in the goddamn 50s and 60s when the guys were like, yeah, boss, I gotta say him, boss, yeah. You know, Muggsy and all them running around the streets, going crazy. This city, wow. And apparently there's a gun law that protects everybody to walk around like it's wild, wild west. Mm-hmm. So what? I just don't like that man, a boss, a king, lost his life with nobody having his back, with nobody right there. I mean, and I'm not talking about the one guy. It's supposed to be a squad moving with you. Like, we're going to get cookies? Let's go get cookies. Mind you, they say you only in town for a press run, so that means everybody should be in town for that press. Everybody should be in town for that turkey drive. Everybody should be pulling up to the cookie jump. And for real, why are you pulling up to a cookie jump? That cookie jump should be pulling up to you.
Allegedly, he went to go grab his mom some cookies. The old lady said, the lady that owns it.
I totally believe it.
Said that he didn't order his usual. So maybe, I mean, in my mind, he probably was just like, you know what? Let me just stop right here right quick before I go home. And,
No, ma'am. You supposed to move like you know better. You supposed to tell her, I'm in town, bring me mama cookies. Bring my mama cookies up here. They said it's less than 2 miles. Bring my mama cookies up here. This Dolph. I gave 2 people $20,000 that work there. Bring my mama cookies down here. Boss, Dolph called. I want to see Dolph. All right, give him my love. As a matter of fact, the boss should have said, I'll take the cookies. What the world is going on, y'all? This is y'all king, y'all. This is y'all goat. Like, y'all gotta protect that man better than that. But you know,
but it still don't. I mean, it doesn't make sense that he would go in there just before. But,
man, listen, like I said, y'all, we don't know what be going on behind the scenes. I don't want to put a lot of speculations out there, but look at Fetty Wap ass. We thought he was just making music and couldn't see out the other eye the whole time. Your man got a whole goddamn
drug organization. I did not expect that. And I didn't even know he was from Jersey. That's the crazy part.
Now, listen, like, I should have known something was up when I was listening to RFG Island, which I love that song, by the way. But I should have known something was up. Mm-hmm. Fetty Wap was serving fentanyl. Who would have known? What up, Agent 9? So I'm trying to tell you some real life stuff. Like, I'm really mad about it because a lot of people are talking Illuminati, and obviously that is the obvious choice. So that would obviously mean that it was some up and coming rappers who are about to get burnt or smoked in the system or in the streets. In this case, will go unsolved, or it will be solved with 2 youngest that we find out are rappers, up and coming, whatever, They may get their little minutes of fame as well. How this world works so today, I'm not shocked if that will be what happened. We find out these two guys and they get their moments of fame. Young Dolph gets immortalized. But I really think that this is going to be like our like Tupac situation, you know. This era hasn't had one of those, you know. This era
Right.
hasn't had one of those, and this may be one of those cases where the universe is giving them theirs, you know, unsolved case that they'll be following. The streets will always know what happened, but we'll never ever get closure in it.
They allegedly got the lady off of first 48 on the case.
Man, like I'm hearing that, and I don't really know how to take that right now because I don't believe the internet is so weird.
They making up everything.
The
Any and
internet is so
everything.
weird. Like I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. I just want to chill on it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to just mind my business on that because it is what it is. You know, like it is what it is. So,
Mm.
whew, you know, a lot of artists are happy right now.
What do you mean?
Not because Dolph has passed away. I'm trying to clear the segue to another segue. But a lot of artists.
What a way to cut over Six.
I'm sorry,
What a way.
I was trying to skip to something happy, something good. So I'm gonna switch over to say a lot of artists are happy right now. Um, BMI checks cleared, and everyone is success. Thank you. And I'm just here to say, I told you so. I told everyone today was I Told You So Monday. If you all caught my show on Hip Hop 95 today, I said around like 12 o'clock today was I Told You So Monday. Now, a lot of things I say on this show or on my old book, um, or just pretty much anywhere nowadays. A lot of people are just like, okay, I'll look into it. I'll give it a shot. Well, there were a few people who actually did it all the way. There were a few people I noticed who dipped their toes in to see if what old Sixxcess was saying was true. And there was a few people who just did not listen at all. Well, I'll tell you what, a few of those people are pretty bad, and those are the people in the C category that did not listen at all. Because the people that are super excited in my A category, who jumped all the way in, guess what? They feel like they have found the whole new rejuvenation in their music career. I'm talking about guys are ready to drop albums again. Guys are ready to go on tour again. Guys are ready to perform their new records and old records. And Jezabel, that's all thanks to us.
Oh.
You know, because no one tells these guys what we tell them.
Y'all know the truth.
Yeah, no one tells these guys what we tell them. You know, no one tells them to make sure their music is registered, how to register it, where to register it, make sure that they're performing and doing their shows and registering their shows and all this good stuff. No one's telling them to go look for syncs, go look for licensing placements, go and do all this good stuff. No one's telling them this stuff. A lot of people are telling them, hey, trust me, trust this guy, buy this, buy that guy. And me personally, I always tell you, you have to think of yourself like a business. Now, I tell y'all, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, SOCAN are kind of like a part of your employers. They're like your, let's say, HR company. You know, they keep all your time sheets and all your stuff like that in order. But now I'm realizing we're in a new time, and we're in a time where everyone is wanting to get on the radio, get their music played. And then if you got your statements, you saw this statement, this section on your statement called BDS. You also saw this section called Live 365 PDS. And you also saw another section called broadcasting. And all of you guys asked me this simple question. Why does this section say 0? Well, they're simply telling you you have to get yourself on some Live 365 stations. You have to get yourself on some BDS stations. And you have to get yourself some more placements and things like that. Right? This game is not trying to trip you up. It's trying to make you think like a business. Of course, you ask yourself, I can't do all that. That costs a lot of money. Well, I would say, yeah, it does. But you got to think about it. Do y'all think when Walmart came into the picture, they had this is probably selling clothes out their house and realized we need bigger? And I'm sure they said this first building cost a lot, but how much am I going to make back? It's called revenue. And they said, this is a good idea, a really good idea. I'm sure that person that made that first Kentucky Fried Chicken is called Kentucky Fried Chicken because he started making it in his living room. And he started realizing, I can't keep serving these lines outside my living room.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, I got to get a building. That's how I reckon the KFC man talks. Sure enough, I got to get a building. Like that. You know? So I'm pretty confident in every one of you that if you focus up and if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll be able to see it more and more evident in your future. What do you think all of these artists are saying to themselves that did not listen, Jezabel?
Dang it.
And it's crazy because you know the artists that tiptoed their feet in and seen a little bit of adjustment or a little bit of growth. The crazy part about it is you realize that their enthusiasm wasn't shifted to be driven, right?
Mm-hmm.
But more skeptical than ever. And I realized something. People don't trust black people.
Nope.
So like they look at this and like, wait, did this really work because of what you said? Or is it something else that I did? And I say to them, well, what did you do different this year than last year? Well, if all of those answers are everything that we told you to do here, well, that should help you answer why life is a little different for you. I look at all y'all as my little friends, like my little bros, big bros, little sisters, big sisters, and I tell all y'all, I'm like, y'all know we can win together way more than we could do separate. Why don't we work together more?
I mean,
we
try, but then the few of us that we do try to that burn us, it just makes us say screw the rest, I guess.
It's crazy because you would think that we would be okay or get used to the burns and learn how to walk through the fire a little bit more or a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because I realized something. Nothing in this life that ever got it that's like really worth having it has ever been not going through the fire. Somebody walked through the fire and they knew we wouldn't walk through it. And you realize that those people, they don't never walk back through the fire to keep going back and forth. They start employing people to be a tunnel through that fire. Everyone gets to stand in one spot of that person's fire lane that they've already made and walked through. There's someone a little closer to that person, right? And there's always someone that's further away. from that person. The little person. They say when the shit rolls downhill, so to speak, the fire lane, the littlest person is furthest away from the heat that's really being felt every day. And the person that's closest to the man, well, he feels a lot of the heat, but he never understands what it's like to really stand in the center of the fire. That's the trade-off of life. That's the trade-off of winning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the trade-off of losing too, unfortunately. You know, it's more scarier. It's more scarier that way. Especially when you start thinking about it in retrospect. Because honestly, like it's only two things that people really become when they're on the losing spectrum of the fire and they really want to be in the center of it. It's like you become jealous and you become envious. You don't say nothing encouraging anymore.
Nope.
It's this rap game sucks. It's all these people in the rap game sound the same.
I mean,
It's
but don't they?
I don't know.
I mean, it depends on who you listen to, though.
Like I said, let's just break down real live, all right? Let's just break down this all the rappers in the game sound the same. Now, I've already told everyone I believe all rappers have genres. So I'm just gonna break down a few of the top rappers in the game, and I want you guys to tell me do they sound alike in the comments or whatever.
You can't do that, though.
You know why we can't do that?
Because everybody's mimicking them in some way
Nah,
or some form.
but those don't count though. The,
But
the, the rappers,
if you're gonna say the top rappers don't. A lot of them don't sound the same.
that's the point.
But everybody else do.
But that's not the point. Like I told y'all the thesis already. If this was still the 70s, y'all would never hear these other rappers because they wouldn't be able to afford a whole dollar to go into a studio session. They'd be still trying to spend 75 cents to get peas and whatnot, and they'd have to be praying that someone hears them on the corner to get them on the radio, which was the only way that you could hear artists. They would all be running down. If you ran down to the talent shows in the days of Michael Jackson 5, they showed us on the Jackson 5 American Dream when they was at the talent show, there was little Diana Ross and the Supremes groups already practicing to be the next Diana Ross and the Supremes. I mean, when Etta James was doing her thing, there was already women coming up in the juke joints, in all the underground joints, where you could find a little Etta James that was the cheaper version than the real one.
Speaking of which, Tina Turner sues her lookalike.
She ain't learned from Drake.
No,
you gotta embrace your lookalike.
But no, she said that the lady looked too much like her. She said the lady looked too much like her and made confused fans, new fans.
Tina Turner thinks she has new fans?
I mean, she's suing the lady. And Drake's only not suing that guy because, Tina Turner, she's iconic. She never goes out of style. However, her time, I mean, like, what 21-year-old is really going to see Tina Turner right now? Drake, on the other hand, I think once it starts affecting him, then he'll probably not let it be so cool about it.
Nah, it's never going to affect Drake because the guy does not look like Drake. And the guy is walking around making Drake more and more popular. Drake has always been a culture vulture. He loves this.
He kind of do from afar. He looks like Drake from afar.
Well, I seen the close-up pics, unfortunately, and he doesn't look anything like Drake. And what's hilarious is he's able to get paid for it. So, I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, this game has always been made up on replicas. The reason why Michael Jackson lasted so long, for real, is because they couldn't find another nigga that could dance and sing like his ass.
Shit, go to Vegas. There's one out there.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, every time his ass go to sing that note, though, are you Michael, dog? Exactly. Like, every time one of them fake Michael Jacksons go to sing, it's like pulling down Santa's beard at the mall. and found out he fake. It's like, what the heck? You ain't the real Michael Jackson. Now Elvis, they pull it off all the time because all they say is thank you very much. And you be like, is he black or white? He sound like Elvis. He's dressed like Elvis. You know, they pull it off. They don't have to do too much. They hit that Viva Las Vegas. You know, like Elvis wasn't too hard to pull off. But Mike, that's a little tough. That's a little tough right there. So they needed him around until he was like, all right, I ain't giving you the best of me no more. You know what I'm saying? Once he said it, like, okay, we need that catalog, dog. And the internet is so crazy because I shouldn't be saying this about the beloved Illuminati. Because I don't want them.
You trying to go down for real. Hey,
I don't
leave
want
me
that.
out of your mouth.
I don't want to be on nobody's target list with them, man. I don't want to be on nobody's target list with them. So, like, I only want to say nice things. You know what I'm saying? I only want to say nice things. But I tell you what, 2 things for certain, 3 things for sure. We at war now, Jezabel. Like Kanye said, we at war. Like, did you see Drake not win the album of the year last night?
No. Who won?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow is right.
But didn't Kanye win Best Gospel Album or something?
Well, that's what he had. He had the best gospel album.
They said the Christian people, they is living.
Listen, I don't know why the Christian people so living. Half of them listen to the album.
I don't know. That's just
my mama said I refuse to listen to that trash.
Twitter.
She's a nice, wholesome Christian woman. So you know what I started doing? I said, "Mike, I listen to my new record," and then I started sending her all Donda. She said, "Is that you?" I said, "No, that's Kanye. Thanks for listening." You know what I'm saying? Perfect project. My mom listens to my radio show, so when I know she's listening, I'll be like, "Mom, you listening today?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm listening." I go ahead and run some Kanye through. Be like, that's that Donda. You know what I'm saying? That's the Donda. Now, it's amazing because I told y'all that Drake's album was not album of the year. This is, again, I told you so Monday.
You already said that, though, because you a Kanye fan.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
Don't y'all think that?
I told y'all that Drake is always going to sell more than any artist in the world. Why? Well, the biggest label, y'all all keep thinking is Universal, Sony, and whatever the other one is. I don't feel like being on my mind right now. But y'all keep thinking it's those 3. But no, it's Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play. Those are the biggest labels in the world. Do y'all realize that I didn't ask for that Jay-Z album that one year? I didn't ask for that U2 album that one year. Y'all didn't either, but it was in your phone when you woke up. Already downloaded it, ready to hit play. All you Samsung users, that happens to you every time Jay-Z drops a song. Well, all us Apple users, we can't help when a Drake record drop. They just blowing our little iPhones up. Everywhere you turn, you can't even open up your damn Apple Music without it telling you, don't forget to play that Drake. Play that Drake. Play that Drake.
I didn't get any notifications.
Oh, you got them. As soon as you opened up your Apple Music. What you use?
Spotify.
Oh, you got it for sure on Spotify. That joke was telling you, throw him in your playlist.
I don't remember it probably.
It was this big old block right there on your home
on the
screen.
main page. I don't never go to the main page. I'm always in my library.
Now let me tell you what Spotify did for you. That is Spotify's #1 algorithm controller in the world that Drake is.
Well,
right?
You know, I see French Montana.
That's how it was. Don't worry about it. That's how it was when Drake was there. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because they control these things. Now let me tell you something. Some of these people, the word budget is to every artist in the world, y'all. I know y'all indie artists is scared of that word budget. When y'all hear y'all like they try to scare me. And I'm like, wait, what did they say? They asked me what's my budget. I'm like, no, what did they say to scam you? Tell me that part. Well, they asked you for money up front. I didn't hear that. How much did they ask you for up front? Like, what's going on? Like, do you trust their services or not? Like, do you trust the company or not? Like, why did you reach out to them if you don't trust the services? Because what's a scam? A scam is somebody telling you they could do something and not delivering on that. So that's a scam. I'm sorry, people. That's a scam. Like those people telling me if I give them $50, they can turn it into 500 or 5,000 in my cash app in 5 minutes. That's a scam. When you
what if you say I don't have $5 and they say, well, what's your budget?
See, listen. The thing about it is this, right? Anybody telling you that if you give me something, I can turn it into something is a scam. Right? Mm-hmm. Nothing is like that. You talk about services. That's like your gardener coming to you and saying, if you pay me this, I'll get your grass cut. Right? Now, a scam would be a dude in a suit walking past you and saying, hey, you need your yard cut. I can cut it right now. And you give him the money, and he like, let me go get my tools. Now he just got and scammed you. But if you see a guy pushing around, the lawnmower and got the little wagon with all the stuff to cut the yard around, and he's like, hey, I can cut your yard. It's not your job to look at him and be like, oh my God, a guy in a suit just came by and said this same thing to me last week and never came back. Y'all are scamming me. He's like, whoa, I do cut grass. I mean, I've got the stuff. It's right here. We can cut it right now. That's how y'all look when y'all say, I've been scammed like this. I don't trust y'all. I mean, what do the people ask you for? You listen, don't hit up a publicist, right? Don't hit up a publicist and expect that publicist not to charge you for services. Because they're afraid. A, they don't know if you're serious or about your business. B, they don't know if you're going to take the connect that they hook you up with and run off. C, they understand they may have to grease a little bit of palms to get you where you need to get. So they already know how to do it. Hey, bro, I got $100, $200 for you. Bring my artist up there, get him on the radio, get him in that magazine. Hey, I got $300. Shoot this video for him. Hook him up. You know, they may make $50 off of it, but you walking around looking sweet. You feel good. You know, a lot of people think that this game is you reach out like Jumper Jack Flash, and you on the phone every day like Colin Kaepernick's dad, and you reaching out to people, and you're like, hey, give me a shot. Give me a shot. Give me a shot. This is not a big game. Actually, that is called blood in the water. And we're in a game where everyone knows the saying, so I'm not making this up, but they're called sharks. So if you start swimming around with all that blood in the water, because that's feeling like when you're begging, that's why it starts with a B, because it's blood in the water, you're gonna get ate. And unfortunately, they're gonna eat you until you're all gone. And if you don't get smart enough to hop on a raft while you still have your whole leg, they will take the whole leg and start working on the second one. At some point, you gotta save yourself. You see your boy old Waleezy is dropping his management team. Why do y'all think Wale dropping his management team? Oh yeah, that's right. Go ahead, Jezabel. Bad business.
I mean,
Yeah. You know what happened with Wale's last deal?
he said it cost him money.
Oh yeah, it did. Wale finally gets it. And you know what getting it wanted Wale? He understood everyone else around him didn't get it all these years. All these years, y'all didn't get it. Because finally, independently, by myself, with Warner Brothers' help and money, I was able to finally put together an album. I was finally able to chart. I was finally able to put a tour together. And I don't feel like my daddy did it for me. Because that's how it was every time we worked for Rick Ross. He probably had to walk it out the every show. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. No, I'm just saying, any man that walks around saying I'm the boss, well, you definitely probably after everything gotta acknowledge. Thank you, sir. It ain't no doubt about mine. It ain't no doubt about mine that every album that Wale dropped, that dude had to be like, is my album coming out? When my album coming out? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You are the boss. Thanks, boss. Ugh.
But why do you think that?
Why? Because, I mean, come on, he wasn't happy there, right? He ran away.
Wale wasn't happy there?
He left it, right? He left it. After having all the number ones, he gone. And he didn't even go to start his own record label. He went to be another puppet on another label. And on that label, he gained knowledge. Because knowledge, my friends, is where the real power begins. Now I think we're about to see the real Wale. You know, he'll probably hire a power team that works for one of the people that actually got in the game when he did and is a lot bigger than him. I Lord forbid, I hope he don't work for nobody new, and I hope it's not a woman, you know. But if it is a woman, I hope it's someone that's experienced and has a good track record, right? Then it would be unexplainable. But Wale is known to make hasty decisions. So, like I said, I truly believe that Wale has finally picked up a book, or maybe he's tuned into my show and took something else from me, some ideas and some knowledge. And I'm proud of the boy, whatever he's doing. Because I tell all y'all out here, you need management, you need a team, but you don't need a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. You don't need a bunch of people that don't know left or right, don't know how to get your music registered. You running around here, your music ain't registered on BDS, your music ain't registered on your ASCAP, your BMI. There's a lot of people that manage and they sit up there talking about you don't need that, you only need this. Who?
I mean, but that's why do they? Because it just frustrates.
Now go ahead. Why the what? Why the what?
Why would they tell them that they don't need to register their music? Like I really don't understand that because I see a lot of it's a lot of rappers here in the DMV. And sometimes when I get put onto a rapper, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Let me just look you up and see what you doing with your business. And then, you know, it's everything looks good on Instagram. You know, you can't talk to them directly. You got to go through their management team. But then their stuff isn't registered. So I'm confused as to why they don't.
What's happening? Because and like honestly, we used to say lack of knowledge, but then there's this cool saying that I love. One time the judge used it on me. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's no excuse for what you don't know because everyone else around you knows it. So are you not paying attention? It's like that saying at the end of that good old movie, Boys in the Hood, for all of you that don't see it. They don't know, they don't show, or just don't care, right? So what's really happening? If I tell everybody, I know artists right now, they get paid $1,500 a show, but you can't find them on BDS. You can't find them registered in any type of format, and they ain't eating at all on the back end of no royalties, no nothing. Their music is looking like nobody streams it, no cares in the world.
But why would they care if they're getting paid per show? If they're getting that amount per show, it's always going to go up.
Well, will it go up? No, that's not a guarantee. Will they be paid? Yes. Can they manage it? Yes. But that's why they don't have longevity. That's why 10 years from now, that same person will be working at a regular job around you. And everybody will be like, I know that guy. Because at the end of the day, the longevity isn't created in the now, it's created in the future. How you can create it to make you residuals. So when you ask an artist and you see an artist don't have all that stuff together, it's obvious that this artist is not in it for the long haul. He's in it to see how much he can make right now. And honestly, you only can make that as long as your competition isn't on their business. Right? Because if John comes up and he got all his shit together, he getting paid maybe $700 a show, but now we can look him up, look up his numbers and see that his streams is lit. We can look up his following on IG, see that his IG is lit. We can look up his YouTube videos and see that they lit. Not and know that he's invested some money in his marketing and his promo. Then guess what we're gonna do for John? We're gonna give him more shows. We're gonna call him more, and we're gonna start calling Rob, who we were giving $1,500 a show. And what happens? We eventually start asking Rob, does he want $700 a show? Because we got to give John $1,500. It always flips to whoever has the best track record. It's why it's and for real, y'all act like y'all don't act weird on me, right? Because the reality is this: if I work my ass off at this job, right? And I'm there for years, and I'm really busting my tail. And the manager leaves, up and quit. Of course, I want to be the first one up for that management position. They even call me and say, "Hey, Six, we're gonna make you the acting supervisor. We want you to run everything, do good for us, hold it down." I'm running around there now. I'm the boss, and I'm doing everything right. I know it. And then that day comes in. They say, "Hey, Six, meet LaWanda." Well, LaWanda is your new boss. Go on and tell her everything and get her up to speed. And we're going to be looking and appreciate you, bro. Now, I'm running around the office getting LaWanda up to speed, teaching her my job, only to go back for LaWanda to tell me what to do. Now, when I'm talking to LaWanda, I'm like, "Hi, what you been doing?" "Well, you know, I got my little masters. I got my degree in this. I used to do this, but I was the manager over there. And yeah, you know, I got a lot of experience." And I'm sitting there, fuck. I've been here for years and I never took experience because I wanted to take years. So I never got knowledge to know how to make this work for me forever. And it's not nobody's fault. You can't be mad at LaWanda because you ain't want to take the opportunities. You didn't want to get the knowledge. You didn't ask your first manager. I'm sure you never asked them, "What you do? How did you get here?" And they probably already told you, "Well, you know, I did this little class and I tried this and then I started managing this place." Oh, you was a manager too before here, you know? But that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't talk until it's desperation time. They don't talk until they've already been passed over. And that talk is usually, like I said, envy or jealousy. It's never like, "Hey, we back." You know what I'm saying? It's always like some hating shit. Like, how you get here? How you make it? Why you? You know? Well, knowledge is power. I know knowledge is power because Martin Luther King said so. Martin Luther King wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true. He wasn't talking to his wife. He was talking to the people. I know he used to lie to his wife. They said he was cheating on his wife allegedly. That's crazy. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, man.
You said who was cheating on his wife?
No, that's the saying Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife, but don't quote me on that
That's
because
what I heard that too.
they'll dog us for saying that. They'll dog us. This old man told me Martin Luther King died. I'm the reason Martin Luther King died for nothing. Me and my friend, we was just standing there looking good, having a good time, chilling. And
Why
that's what
would
he
he
took.
say that to you? What did you
Because
do?
he's old and he belongs on old book. You know, he belongs on old book, and that's how it is. But
Mm.
like speaking of like scammers, bammers, and of course, guys, I'm trying to let y'all know, like y'all asking, was Dolph really independent last week? And we already addressed that he had money, he had a deal, maybe it was like 80-20, he got the 80 or whatever the case may be. But
But
let's
let's not act like he was never independent because I think him eventually getting a distribution deal or whatever, whatnot, cannot take away from him putting his own money into himself.
heck no. We never going to negate that. But we really have to like really do our research on that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know too much about it. Like I said, I thought it was with Gotti a lot. Like everybody thought it was with Gotti, and that's obviously been debunked, you know. But let's just be real. There obviously was some money put behind them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put some money up, and that goes again back to that code of the streets that we talk about. We don't know what a person does or didn't do, but there was some money that came from somewhere and somehow. And I don't think that he was actually once an employee at that cookie joint. I don't think he was once an employee at any
Who
spot
who said that?
around Memphis. I'm just saying, I don't think Young Dolph ever worked around the Memphis area as a 9 to 5 job.
He used to be a barber.
Well, well, well. Celebrity Bobby? Like I said, I don't want to speculate, but money came from somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Money came from somewhere because you don't get to that level in this game without money. He already said he was already invested 250K in every song, and the songs that he thought was going to be a hit, he would put $1 million in. So that means in at least 3 songs, because he had about 3 hits, he put $1 million in. So come on, y'all. Like, let's not keep on. I don't care if we want to recognize people as being independent. I like to salute that. However, we have to address what independent is and ask ourselves when we keep yelling, we independent, are we doing that? Are we even doing that with the people that we look up to that are independent doing? Are we even doing that? And honestly, I look at a lot of artists and no, no, you're not. You're not. And there's a wise saying by my man Warren Buffett, who is a multi-billionaire. Focus on one thing until you get your money up to handle them all. You don't have to be on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can be on one. You can force your fans to find you where you are. You don't have to be like, when they say, you got an Instagram? You be like, I'm going to get one. Oh, yeah, I got one. Killer beat 112. That's my Instagram. I got 1,000 followers right now. Give me some shout outs. Follow me, please. Nah, you look lame. Don't get on that Instagram until you can assure that you're going past the K's and you making like you got followers, like you got people paying attention. And I'm tired of y'all people out there buying followers and and y'all sitting at that jump looking real stupid when I look at your page and I see 100K followers and that bitch be like 100 likes, 37 views and shit, and you got 100K followers. If you think I think Instagram work like that, I will smack your page. I actually want to take your page and crumble it up and throw it in the trash every time I see that.
Why?
Because that is so disgusting. Do you know how disgusting it is to see someone's page say 100K followers and then you scroll down and that joint has no likes and no views? And like, let me tell y'all how y'all get bamboozled by a lot of these websites or a lot of these Instagrams when they hit y'all with the, hey, put my video on your page and it's gonna be popping. And now you're tagging me to go look at Rap Lord DMV and shit like that. Like I give a fuck about Rap Lord DMV. You're tagging me to go see this website who then put your page on there and didn't even have the decency to put a $20 budget on the video promotion. Because if you think that if you have to promote your page with IG marketing, YouTube marketing, Google marketing, ads, and all this other stuff, if you have to promote your page like that and they're telling you that, then naturally they have to do the same thing for their page. So when you're sending it to them, you're banking it on that they're doing YouTube, Google ads, and Facebook ads. Well, why don't you do your own damn Google, Facebook ads? I mean, because you obviously see if that video has 30 likes, did you really pay $100 for 30 people to like it? And I've seen some people actually pay $150, $200 for a post. For no disrespect to Shannon the MC, but for a post on a story. It's like, pay me for a post on my story because I'm getting thousands of views on it. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, are y'all kidding me?
I mean, what's wrong with that? Some people actually like it. Actually, do benefit them when they do that.
You really think so?
I mean, some people pages I probably wouldn't have looked at if they weren't on DMV Hoods and News or DC Artists or stuff
Well,
like that.
let's put it like that. Well, honestly, DMV Hoods and News understands the game. They have a really good SEO. They have a really good marketing program. So, like I said, yes, you probably would pay to be on DMV Hoods and News. But then, if I was to tell you that that's a $20 campaign that they put on your picture, on your video, you ask yourself, well, damn, could I have bypassed the $150, $300 and paid $20 for my own post to have the same viral effect? And I'm here to tell you, yes.
Yeah, I think I've done a campaign before, and my thing with the campaign is it ended earlier than it should. Like after a certain, it was supposed to go for 30 days, but I didn't see it.
I'm gonna put it like this: every campaign is based on demographic. You know what I'm saying? So with algorithm campaigns, you have to think about it like this. If you say I want 10,000 people to see me, to see this image, this algorithm does not know how long it's going to take for the 10,000 people to actually click and grab your page. It's giving you an estimation of how long it can take for this to happen. Now, what happens is, if you're in the middle of a campaign, all your clicks still get accounted to that campaign. So if you go viral it's supposed to be a 30-day campaign, you go viral in 10 days. Once you hit 10,000 clicks, the campaign is no longer saying we have 20 days left. It's saying I've reached the maximum of what I can promote for this person. You see what I'm saying? These are all algorithms. So like now people have to learn to watch their data and watch their analytical data, because when you are an artist, if you sit up there and you pay for one of these campaigns, you can see the hours in which now you're getting the most clicks. You can see the demographics in which are paying you the most attention, right? And now it's either go time to give them something new or go time to run it again and focus on just those powerful demographics in your higher numbers and your higher times. Like the game of advertising and marketing is a strategy, really, that if I really talked about advertising and marketing, we would have to do a straight up special edition show where it's going to be straight just advertising and marketing. Because it's so, like I said on my Facebook the other day, this Travis Scott case, Travis Scott is being sued, Live Nation is being sued, Drake is being sued, everything in their mama is being
What
sued.
were they supposed to do? Like, I don't understand why they're suing the app. Like, what
Let
do you
me.
expect
I'm
the
gonna tell
celebrity
you. I'm gonna tell
to
y'all
do?
the most heartbreaking thing for me is the fact that 10 people died. Right. But what I had to when I had to see artists, and I'm talking about aspiring artists, not real artists, because all of the real artists who were kind of, in my opinion, making fun of the situation by stopping their show and asking people, "Are you okay? You need water? Do you need anything?" That was like they were being funny. Like when Tiana Taylor did it, and I think there was another artist that did it, stop the show. Like honestly, guys,
Uzi said, I ain't stopping. Pass out. Get out of here.
yeah, pass out or get out because that's how the shit works, right? At the end of the day, why is it that we have to wake up in a world where everybody is not afraid to tell us no one will be better than Michael Jackson? That's what we are fighting up against as performers. You will never be better than Michael Jackson. So I'm sorry, y'all. At Michael Jackson's concerts, there was ambulances pulling through the crowd and picking up fans and taking them away. Y'all can act like y'all don't remember that, but I do. I remember it. Just like yesterday. And if y'all don't remember, the video clips are on YouTube where they had ambulances lined up for miles just awaiting for someone to pass out at Michael Jackson's concert. There were people taking risks of jumping on stage and jumping on his scaffold as he was floating in the sky. They was willing to take the risk and jump on it. They didn't care if they fell to their death. They was ready to be in the light with Michael Jackson. So when I seen that all of these artists was like, he was so insensitive, why not stop the show? People are dying. And then I heard it was 50K people there. So I was like, well, I mean, y'all expected Travis to know 8 people died amongst 50,000 people. Y'all wanted him to know 8 people died. But then it really got more sinister when I found out it was 200K people there. So now I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all are asking Travis on stage, performing his ass off, lights going crazy. I know you've never been on stage, a real stage before, if you don't understand that you can't really see in that crowd when the lights is going crazy. All you see is the lights, and all you hear is the music. And all y'all like, oh, he knew a fire truck was coming through the crowd. Like I said, that's routine when you killing the show. Listen, y'all, that's routine when you killing the show. If y'all ain't never heard the saying knock 'em dead, that's a saying when you going on stage. Break a leg, kill them out there, kill the show. They ain't never been, make them faint. Listen, Beyonce kissing people, they faint. Five Heartbeats, y'all remember that scene when he sang to that lady and she fainted? He like, to me, and she fainted and whatnot. Could y'all imagine if someone was ready to sue him because that lady fainted? And like, honestly, I was afraid of the state of how we all were going to have to perform as artists from here on out, right? Because I'm like, hold on. Will I have to learn CPR now to rap on stage? Will I have to take CPR classes? Will I maybe have to like hire a doctor to be on set while I perform now. You know, like what precautions do I have to take now before I do a show? Do I have to get everyone to sign things if I want to do lights and say, hey, if you can have seizures, you might not want to come to the show because it's going to be lights. If you faint, there's going to be a little.
I think it says that though in the.
I know it says it. I know it says it. But I'm just like, come on, these things are like too much that we have to do, right? And we have to understand, like, people know what they're getting into when they come to a concert and the type of artists they coming to see. They knew they wasn't going to see Adele. They knew they wasn't going to go see a sit-down artist. You know, like, come on, like, and I'm not trying to.
Some people allegedly said that he told fans when the tickets were sold out the first time, he said, "Just come on anyway."
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
So
and he should.
I mean, that's why they're blaming him, because they feel like he's the reason why people felt like that they could just bogart their way into the concert.
Nah, listen. At the end of the day, those speakers were big enough that everyone could hear outside the festival gates. That's why they all bum rushed, because they was like, enough! I gotta see it! He killing it! They said Drake was about to hit the stage. They said, oh, hell no. The Sixx God about to hit the stage too? I know. This is like the radio. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't take it no more. I mean, listen, you see his Fortnite performance? This man was a giant walking through the world. You know what I'm saying? He was walking through the world, and all the little people and their peoples was looking up at him like, oh my God. It was like God on earth. He took you to space. He gave you a whole experience on a fucking video game. So I knew that his shows were like that. I told people that he was the next Michael Jackson. Like, he's bigger than Michael Jackson now. And they were ready to just, pitchfork me. I actually see someone building a little voodoo doll of me, ready to stick me up. Because I said he's better than Michael Jackson. He's bigger than Michael Jackson. They was really mad. They were really mad, you know? And I'm sitting here like, you know what? I love y'all all the same. But when I tell y'all what I'm telling y'all from a real man point of view. You know? I love everybody that had their own opinion. But the reality of it is, and I'm not trying to be funny, the reality of it is our opinions don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The facts is what's in our face. We have to start living by those facts that's in our face. You know, like, a lot of people do not respect the chain and do not respect the work ethic that goes into it. I was so upset with all the artists that was like, I'd have stopped the show. And honestly, I had to be blunt and as real as I could. Every artist that said I would have stopped the show, no disrespect, but that's why you're not one of the best artists in the world. That's why you're not one of the top artists in the world. Because you would stop the show. You know, like, and once you admit that you would stop the show, you're admitting that the show is not what goes on. And once you're admitting that the show is not what goes on, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Y'all making me want to go look at Fortnite.
I'm trying to tell you, like,
can I catch it? I could probably catch it online somewhere, right?
Well, I mean, like, maybe if the gods are blessing you, you know, if the gods are blessing you, I don't know for sure if you can. What I do know is, if I can be honest, it was one of the most magical, epic things I've ever seen, like my man Tony said. You know, it was one of the most magical things, like how Michael Jackson was. And honestly, that it reminds you of, remember Moonwalker? If you are old enough to remember Moonwalker and how you felt when Michael Jackson turned into that spaceship at the end of it. Like, it was like, wow, Michael Jackson was doing everything in that movie, and we were still wowed out by the fact that he was still able to turn into a spaceship. He turned into a supercar. He turned into a bunny. He danced. He sang. And we was all blown away. We sat down with our kids. We sat down with our moms, grandparents, and everybody was able to watch Moonwalker. And I said the Fortnite concert happened. And when I saw the news today that all of the charges could pop, where everything could be dropped, this whole case could be dropped against him, um, it made my heart feel warm again. It made me feel like we can go out there and kill the show.
Hold on. When did they say that?
That news was broken today. Y'all can go check that out on Hip Hop 95.com.
Wow.
At the news at the bottom. News at the bottom. But yes, they're gonna drop these things, man, because this is preposterous. Like he has to be. There's certain laws that have to be broken that were not broken, and I'm not a legal guy, but I'm just trying to tell everybody the news, the updates. But it did my heart well because, like I said, we are at a point where we have one job only: chase Michael Jackson, be the best performer in the world. At the end of the day, if I played sports, if I played in the NFL and I was a quarterback, I'd have to be chasing Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If I played in the NBA, I'd have to be chasing Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. I'm a musician. I'm a performer. I have to chase Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. And when it comes to sales, we got to chase Drake. It's only like honestly, there's people that's happy with not making Drake numbers or happy with not doing Michael Jordan stats and things like that. But not me, not this guy. I'm a certified winner. I don't have no choice but to want to win. Where did Jezabel go? She should be back in a second. Let me see. Yes, that Fortnite concert was epic. Yeah, the venue did have a $39 million, but that shit was still crazy. Pops, yes, I am giving away $1 million worth of knowledge. We should be charging $9.99.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you back. I don't even know what you did.
I know. I don't know what I did either. I'm just gonna keep my hands right here because I think I don't know what I was doing. I was playing with my bubble.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like. So I found out this week I may have a little bit of OCD. But it may be cool though, because I think like a lot of people that in my business, in my field, may have a little bit of OCD in them. It's what makes us want to keep working all the time and make sure that everything is like in line, perfect, and on point. My things are my things like that.
Okay. Are you okay over there?
Yes, I'm having a great
time. Get off your chest today.
Well, no, you were playing with the Bobo. I was trying to say maybe we both may have crossed the line of a little bit of psycho, a little bit of psycho here. Ooh, this industry, talking to this industry, once you read all the things we read, it makes you go cuckoo a little bit. I'm saying. You play with the Bobo at a time like this is a trying time. It's a trying time. I know your stress level is high.
Man. Not even that. I was really just listening to what you were saying, and then I was thinking about how I missed Fortnite, and y'all keep talking about how awesome it was.
Yeah, you definitely gotta check that joint out. But like honestly, I'm sitting here. Hold on, let me see. I'm sitting here and I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff in this industry, if you still afraid and all the knowledge is out there today, and if you still talking about what you won't do or what you will do in regards to honestly the people, then the people not going to use you because the people don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, young, like I'm not trying to be funny. History has so I'm not telling everybody to be a bad guy or negative right now. I'm not telling everybody to be vicious and vindictive. But honestly, y'all see what they do to our freedom riders, right? I'm not telling y'all to look at things weird, but there's certain people that'll never be touched. They're the people that will not support a person for kneeling publicly, but take a job with the same people. They're the type of people that will walk around in a mask and whatever clothes on and cuss out the media and cuss out anybody and everybody, but still make things of value too expensive for you. It's for the people that will put people in the fire to be taken out and destroyed, only to use and exploit. Those are all the people that are winning. It's sad. I mean, I hate to be so vindictive and vicious, but sometimes I look at people and I say, well, damn, how can I use them today? Right? And I got to ask myself, all right, Six, don't lose yourself in this industry. Try to use people the right way. Still make yourself usable. You feel me? I mean, there's no coincidence. My Future is one of my favorite songs by Future is "Use Me." These tools are for you to use me. I need you to use them to use me. Use me for what you want to use me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think that that's a relationship song, but no, that's not. Maybe the verse is to throw y'all off, but it's not. That's him talking to the industry. That's him saying to the industry, use me for what you want me for. Use me. These tools are for you to use me.
You had said before though, there's a lot of people that feel like they don't want to be used, and like that's kind of like the wrong way of thinking because
it is.
If you're not useful, what are you?
You're useless. If you're not useful, you're useless. And a lot of people think that like I'm just saying, oh, whatever the Illuminati says, serve the devil, blah blah blah. All I'm saying is, you know the industry that you in. If you want to work at Walmart, if you want to be that employee with the nasty attitude, you'll never get a yellow smock. We'll never see you in one of the yellow smocks. You'll be there for years and years and years in a blue smock. That's the people that just work there and stock up the place. But we'll never see you in a yellow one until that job can pick up the phone when you're on your off day and say, hey, we need you. Come on in. Can you come in? And you're like, yeah, I can come in. Tell your family, screw y'all, I gotta work. And that's when Walmart will give you that yellow smock. It's not when you put your foot down and want to be a road warrior. And nowhere in life when you want to be a road warrior, they reward you for that. I mean, the Metro bus driver, all his life, if he ain't going above and beyond, he ain't gonna never ever get the supervisor position. He gonna drive that bus route until he can. The dude cleaning the school gonna always clean the school if he don't care about doing nothing else. Ain't nothing wrong with being who you want to be. You just have to understand that wherever you want to be, as long as you follow the rules within it, you're gonna win at it all the time. The minute that you start showing I ain't this and I ain't that and for the people, well, you get to go where the people at. Because all of the people had a dream. If you think that you're the only person that woke up in the morning and said, I don't want to do nothing but work in the blue smock, then you're lunching. Because there's another person with that attitude, and they know that. If you think that there isn't another artist out there who said, I don't care about all that. I just want to do this, and I'm going to do that. Well, they know that. That's why all of y'all get to go to open mics and showcases. That's why the little promoters get to come up and sell y'all $100 to meet a Sony Def Jam rep, or $100 and you get to win $1,000, you know, and things like that. And you're all excited. And I get y'all. I mean, I totally do. But let's just be real. What's happening to you? Someone is taking advantage of what you don't want to do, what you don't want to know. You don't want to promote. You don't want to get your own shows. You don't want to get your own venues. Well, someone says, "Oh, you don't? I'll get the venue and I'll show you what to do with it. I'll get the club. I'll get the promotion for you. I'll promote it and I'll show you how to do it." And I don't. You know how many rappers I see be so lit when they walk into a packed club. They're like, oh, they real life think that everyone's there to see them, and then they like, when I'm going up, when I'm going up, when I'm going up, everybody leaving. They wasn't here to see you. Everyone that's leaving has seen who they're there to see. You're gonna go up. When is your time? That's how it works when you don't buy the club. I mean, those are the rules. No one wants the partnership. No one. They look and they say, oh, these guys are doing these shows, but how these artists getting paid? Live Nation how's Live Nation doing this concert? Well, it's called partnerships, buddy. Live Nation may say we'll give you $1 million because we're gonna take $30 million. You give us 30 of these shows, you'll make 30 million. We'll make 200 and something million, 300 and something million, whatever the case may be. We're gonna make it, and that'll be enough for us to bring you around next year. If you can pull this off, we'll do it again. If you can't pull it off, we'll move on to the next person who can. And while we're talking big numbers, let me talk smaller numbers for the people that just started. You can make $1,000 a show, $2,000 a show. That's easy. But you have to be willing to give something. You can't walk into a club and say, I want to make $300 a show, $400 a show. I want the door. I want the bar and a percentage. Well, boss, did you build the building? Did you build the building too? Why don't you put LA Sixxcess on top of the building for you? Why don't you? I mean, that's what you're asking for. I mean, how about you? Why don't one of you artists try this? Hey, I want to do a concert here. I'll take 20% and y'all take the rest for the concert. I would do promo and everything.
What?
Why don't y'all try that?
I mean, isn't that a lot?
Is it a lot? Is it a lot?
80-20?
At the end of the day, y'all gotta ask yourselves: do you want to be on, or do you want to be strong in your position? I know
people want to be on and strong in their position.
Now,
why we can't have both?
Like, I'm so glad that I'm not in this life anymore. But when I used to be a hustler, like I wanted to be the best on the block. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted the whole hood to know that what you needed, I was the best option for it. And I walked around. I just here, take this, try this, take this, try this. You know, give away a whole lot. But you think about the end game. You know, you pass away everything. You hand out. What is a free mixtape? What is walking around and giving out links to a Spotify link? What is that's giving away free music. I mean, all of y'all that drop mixtapes on Live Nation, That Pimp, Spinrilla, that's giving away free music. So you're not bargaining to really get paid for a show. You're trying to bargain to take it all without proving any type of etiquette or work ethic, which is, in my opinion, always the best way to get ran off the block. Because like I said, we all hustlers out here, but that's the way you get ran off the block. You come on somebody else's territory thinking you're going to show them how you do things, then they're going to show you how they do things. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, you know? But sometimes you just got to give a little to get what you want. Because you best believe you me. If you handle your business right, it'll turn around. It'll go up. 80-20, 60-40, 50-50. You'll have a leverage where you getting 60-40, 80-20. You'll really have a leverage to where soon you can be getting 100% if you handle your business like the people that's already taking care of you to make your percentages. And that is, of course, if you didn't catch what I said in the beginning, that is actually buying the building. you know. But it's
So
so
if record labels record labels buy streams? I guess that was something I was thinking about the other day. Like, do record labels buy streams?
all right, so I'm gonna give y'all this so straight, cut and dry. Yes.
Well, if so, is it really whoever got the most streams is whose label got the most money? Like, I'm just trying to, or whose budget was
Yes.
greater?
Yes. Whoever has the most streams, their budget is better. It's stronger. The stronger the budget, the stronger the streams. Also, now let me tell y'all this because I don't want y'all thinking like, well, why does a Kanye have more streams than Drake? It's also the knowledge, the greater the knowledge in this, right? Because a lot of people's knowledge only goes to say, let's say for instance, all right, I know this person is putting in $10 million on his marketing. I'm automatically going to put in 12 million if I want to beat him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you got a person on your marketing team that knows how to utilize it better, smarter, and wiser, then he's going to do that. Correct? So that's all it's about. If you got a bunch of people, older artists like Kanye, who are still from the era of actually having to sell albums and sell CDs, do not understand algorithm and do not understand Spotify and Apple Music and how it works. All they understand is the check that they get from it to distribute on it, right? So these outlets, they're not invested in the outcome of it. They're only invested in reaching their mark on these platforms, which is controlling the whatever percentage that they have to control. It could be 5%, 6%, 15%, whatever the case may be. It's never as much as we think it is, right? So that's how all of this works. So when you ask, is a label buying streams? Well, that's almost like when going back into the time when the labels were buying their albums already to guarantee the units were sold. Because when you sell them back to the street, you make more money off of them that way. So you ask, to answer it lightly, to ask the question, why would a label buy streams? Well, they know the power of the world and mass marketing. They can afford to buy streams because they know they're not powered by the streams. They're powered by the tour. They're powered by the ability of their artists to keep performing. They also know that no one's going to come to a show of artists with an alligator mouth. And if you see a song with 1 million, 2 million streams on it, 9 times out of 10, you're more inclined to want to learn that song than you are to want to learn a song that got 10,000 views or streams on it. These labels understand this because this is a mind control, right? This is not a real life thing that has to happen. You don't have to go out here, Jezabel. On this show, we don't have to appease to 10,000 people. We just have to make the 1,000 people, the 2,000 people, the 5,000 people, the 6,000 people that love us think that 10,000 people love us too. You see what I'm saying? Because the idea is, if they know that they're 10,000 strong, they're more inclined to say, y'all seen the Boss Biz radio show this Monday? It was crazy. Did y'all hear what they was talking about? It was wild. You know, they're more inclined to share with their friends. But no one's going to talk about it when it's like, oh my goodness, 2 views? I didn't see it. That you be like, y'all see the joke? I see it. I see it. What was I talking about? That ass shit like that. What was going on? So you start asking yourself, like, listen, I dropped a lot of records before I do marketing and stuff like that. Thank God my mixtapes, most of them did well. I dropped 13 of them. Some of them really was like flops, like few hundred listeners, you know what I'm saying? And it was like days where YouTube videos would sit with no views and I would look so sad and so discouraged. And honestly, no one would tell me if the video was good. No one would tell me if the video was bad. Well, now that I'm a marketing guru and a genius at what I do, I mean, having my conversation start off, that video was like that, cuz. That video was like that, bro. That song is fire. I like that new project you put out. Keep working. Keep doing you. You feel what I'm saying? And these were once private cries or private compliments. Now these compliments are public, where they online now, where people are sharing my content now. And now as long as I stay on tour, guess what it is? It's self-driven promo. Because if I walk into a building with 10,000 at night, and I tell all 10,000 of them people to go to make sure they share my next record, make sure they share with all their friends they saw me live. Now I've just created a whole nother wave where 10,000 people have just shared me to maybe 1,000 people they follow a night, maybe 1,000 followers each person have. Even if one of those persons have only 30 followers, if all 10,000 of the people have 30 followers, I've just increased myself to 30,000 new followers. They all can share. They all just shared me to. And when those 30,000 people went to my video, they saw that it was millions of people, and now they feel like they gotta be fans. So when you ask why did the label do this, because there's no money in streaming. I mean, you get a microcent for every 1,000, like maybe a microcent for every 1,000 streams. There's no money in streaming. No
one cares. What? A microcent every
maybe a microcent for every 1,000, maybe. It's like cornball money. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at that stuff and you're like, the money isn't in streaming, people. Streaming makes you, like, honestly, people ask me, how did you start making money when your followers on Instagram went up? Well, it was obvious. It wasn't because Instagram was paying me more or giving me all this money because I was having views and stuff like that. But let's just be real. Every venue that paid me to come in paid me because when they went to my IG, I was lit. I handled my business. They see this post, they see that post, and they say, post this, post that. Please post this, please post that. They don't give a damn about nothing else but the post. Y'all say we're in a clout chasing world. They do anything for likes. Well, hate to tell y'all this, newsflash, everybody that's breathing right now that has a social media does anything for likes. And anybody that doesn't have a social media is a serial killer.
No, that's not true.
It's true. It's true. It's true. They are wanted. If you don't have any social media platform, you are wanted by the police, or even worse, the mob.
That's not true. Some people had them before, deactivated them, and just don't care to be on them.
Yeah, they wanted by the mob.
Well, guys, Ant Glizzy named his Mount Rushmore of DC. Did you guys hear that?
No, who did he put on it?
On there,
is Sixxcess on it? Go ahead.
On his Mount Rushmore. Well, before I give you his, I want to know who's your Mount Rushmore of the DMV.
All right. So I gotta go old school and new school. So obviously you gotta go. Wait, is this all just hip hop or just period?
I think this is hip hop.
It's just rap? Is this in rap music? All right, so
I don't know because he had go-go people in there. So I don't know.
Okay, so then if I gotta go 2, then of course Big G. We gotta go Chuck Brown. And there's only what 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Obviously, we gotta put Wale. He the only one with #1 on this joint. And then I would have myself like right there on the fourth corner. Yeah, like from what I've done from 2010 to now, unmatched. So I gotta have me on that fourth as that fourth head. Yep, me, Wale. I mean, Wale sound like me anyway. He walking around acting like me anyway. So all the guys more buddy. So it ain't no bigger than that. No pressure. Chuck Brown pioneered the go-go scene, and Big G, like that's probably one of the most recognizable faces that you just can walk around the street and be like, "Oh, Big G, what's up?" You know what I'm saying, like that. So yeah. But then if y'all people that want to be petty and take me off, screw y'all. But also like let me see, what's his name? Donnie Simpson. I put him up there.
What does Donnie Simpson do?
I don't know. He was the voice. Yeah, he was the voice. He the man. Everybody get up.
So I don't know because it's a tough one. For me, it'd be Shy Glizzy, Chuck Brown, Big G. I'm fighting to see who we get that fourth spot because we don't have too many people that really made it.
Would you put a female up there? What about Pinky? You know, she's the only one I always man.
Pinky, I love you, girl. You know, we grew up together, same box, but no, not like her. As far as Mount Rushmore, no.
What about Kenilworth Katrina? Her name comes up in a lot of circles.
Yeah, it really does, but I don't know because I don't really know her music like that.
I'm like, I like. It's crazy because it's who's the fourth person? You gotta give me that fourth person.
It would have to be in between Fat Trail and Wale.
You know what? I would put Fat Trail up there. Fat Trail is the only person in the Trap Museum. He's the only picture from the DMV in the Trap Museum.
I would have to go with Wale.
Okay, good job. Right. Yeah, I would put Wale there too. He got the #1.
If we're talking about hip hop and rap, if we can do like all genres, then instead of
Big G and Chuck Brown.
No.
Because I don't feel like it's fair having them on the list with rappers.
Instead of Shy Glizzy and Wale, I would have Johnny Gill and Genuine.
Oh, see now that ain't fair. But I wouldn't put Genuine on that list. But I would.
He's from Boston. I think he's from here.
Nah, he from PG County. But okay. I wouldn't put that. I don't know about those singers. I put Maya on that list before I put them motherfuckers on that list. I put Clifton Pound.
You gotta have Johnny Gill on that list. You gotta have Johnny.
Somebody said to me, Johnny Gill is their cousin, and man, and I know it's
somebody told me that too.
Yeah, so that's amazing to me. So I'm like, fuck it, I ain't putting them on that list. That's probably why you got him on the list. But I ain't doing it, y'all. I don't know. I can't remember who cousin it is, but whoever it is, if you watch the show, y'all, I love your cousin. My. But I only got 4 slots, and one of them gotta be mine. Mine. One of them heads gotta be mine.
So Aunt Glizzy's Mount Rushmore is Shy Glizzy, Wale, Big G, and Polo from TC.
Oh, Polo. Shout out Polo. My man Polo. Yeah. All right, so I ain't gonna hold y'all, young. I don't know too much about the go-go scene. I don't know nothing about it. I'm on record. I've never, ever in my life been to a go-go. Ever.
Can we say weirdo?
Yeah, now like I like my music original. You know what I'm saying?
They had original songs.
I don't know, but I do love all y'all. I love all y'all the same.
and pork and beans.
Yeah, doing the butt and all that good stuff.
Work the walls, work the walls. Y'all know nothing about that. Hey, I grew up on
Yeah.
Junkyard, Backyard. I used to love Raw Image. Shake
Those is
it
all.
up.
Those is
Shake
all the
it
little
up.
house. Those is all the house party songs. When
Yeah,
I knew somebody was about to get into a fight, you know what I'm saying? They was always gonna mess up the good old wall music. That's what I called it, the wall music. Once that go-go started, someone's gonna be starting to beat their feet and battle and mess up the whole daggone wall music. And I was the type of person to say, like, hey, if you mess up the wall music, I can't rock with it. And
I
go-go
mean,
always messed up the
I
wall
feel
music.
like anyone who's grew up in a church or enjoys the church choir would appreciate go-go
Now, like
because
I
of
grew up in the church.
the instrumental part of it. Like, let's just minus the lyrics, right? Just the whole, like, I think that's what I go for. Like, when I go to see Backyard, I go to see Saul sweating, hitting them, like wiping this joint, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Or
yeah,
Damo, you know what I'm saying? Going on,
yeah.
shout out to TOB. But I don't go to see Big G two step, hey, 640 where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Right,
go for
right.
that part. It's more so of just the whole collection of just the band itself. And even when they switch it up to the slow songs, like that shit could be mesmerizing depending on what song they're performing. So I think if you appreciate instruments, then you could appreciate the go-go minus the, like, it depends on which, if it's
Go-go
fast,
is like
go-go, slow.
disorganized. Go-go is like more disorganized jazz, and I don't appreciate jazz either.
I love jazz.
Um, but see, me, I'm a lyrical person, not as far as lyrics, but words and melodies.
Mhm.
Um, so for me to hear the that throws me off a little bit, and
All
it's
of
like,
it don't sound like that though, but
yeah,
it's
like
so.
yeah,
I
but
need to
honestly,
see you a
you know,
couple
like
songs.
I hate when I hear those good ones, and then, like you hear the melody like dun, dun, and then you hear, oh you girl, it's always so like all on key shit.
I
And you like,
love
yo, I
it.
know this nigga is not like this. Girl. I'm like, oh hell nah. If this
That
nigga
drive
don't
me
get at it,
cranking.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
You
said
like, you
no
know
way.
what? You
Look,
know
shout
what?
out
If that's what he
to
gonna do, shout
don't
out. Shout
don't
out
mute
right now.
me. I love my go-go music.
Nah,
Like, I
y'all
really
definitely don't mute DC. Keep the go-go as live in the city. I love seeing y'all crowd up in the streets and show that this DMV is united. I love when I see that. I'm wearing this United shirt to let you all know that I want to see us all united. I want to see us all working together. And just like today is I Told You So Monday, I told y'all, if you listen to me, you gonna be straight. Now, I know sometimes I may sound crazy, but just like it is, I Told You So Monday, if you listen to your boy Sixxcess, I ain't gonna steer you wrong. I may steer you wild. I may steer you around a little bit and take you on a nice journey. And it may be a path of rough roads and dark nights and some lonely nights, but you will always see the light. I promise you that. Now, I'm not just telling you to follow your music dream. I'm telling you to follow whatever your dream is. Whatever your goals is in life, you want to be an actor, if you want to be an actress, if you want to be a CEO, if you want to be a boss, if you want to be a fashion designer, if you want to be a mogul, you want to be a producer, whatever it is you want to do, learn the rules of it and move the right way, and you're gonna win. Unfortunately, not everyone, not everyone is meant to have the same position. But in this business, there's so much you can do. Find your passion. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Focus on what you love doing, and everything else is good to go.
y'all, real quick, Go-Go's moving to a different category in the Grammys. Y'all, I just can't figure out what category they're moving from and to, but it's just nice to know that,
Go-Go is
Go-Go
funk music.
included.
Go-Go is funk music.
Funk,
Yep.
funk the fire.
Yep, go-go is classified as funk music.
Mm,
Every artist that has ever made a big go-go record is classified as a funk artist.
mm.
So y'all already know. And when they do, I don't think that that the that we'll be having a go-go band win the Grammys anytime soon. However, that would be really lit for them to do that. Now, Grammys is a big deal, but that would
I,
have to be worldwide.
I think if they can get go-go music in a movie or something, maybe it
It's
could
been
be.
in movies. It's been in movies.
I mean, like now, like
Know what it's gonna take for go-go music to take off? Go-go music needs an original hit.
they have originals, they just not hits,
Listen,
or they're
it,
hits to
it
me and
can't
they're not
it
hits to
can't
other.
be it can't be Funk Flex talking about do the water dance. It can't be Funk Flex doing the water dance through North Carolina. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, like that was the biggest setback for go-go music for that fool to do the water dance and then do the whole video in North Carolina. Like really, you didn't find nowhere in DC to shoot the water dance. That was a moment missed. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
didn't even see that.
Also, Big G at his height, coming off the wire, didn't have an original song ready. You know what I'm saying? Coming off of TV, don't have an original song ready. It's still cover. Not ready to take to the next level. That one song, Welcome to DC, unfortunately, that's just like the New York State of Empire song, right? It's a parody song. So when they drop that song, Welcome to DC, it's not a real hit song unless you're from DC or coming to DC. It's like, yeah, do you hear it outside of DC? Nah, right? So they're missing the mark on making an original hit song. I mean, come on, Put Me in the Pocket was the last attempt of having a go-go style song on the radio. And Tabby Monet, come to find out, didn't even want to be a recording artist. He wanted to make clothes and just use one song to promote that. So, missed the mark again. You see what I'm saying? So, we got to talk about whenever genres change, there's an artist that takes it to the next level. Drill music didn't just get accepted. Chief Keef had to take it to the next level and make people want to do it. And
They
once
shouted
once
they shouted him out in Law and Order SVU too. Speaking of which, last
shout
week.
out Chief Keef.
I mean, was a week before last year.
That's what's up. Shout out my man
They
Chief.
acknowledged him, and they was talking about something. He was the, I guess, the not the creator of drill, but he's the influencer of drill music. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a compliment, but then also at the same time, it was a rapper in there that killed somebody, and so it was like a double edged
Nah,
sword.
that's a compliment for the Bosman. But
But
nah, that's how it is though. You see what I'm saying? Someone has to take it and make it to the point where they going on the road where you see you like, oh my God, y'all see ABM or POI or MAJ or having them names they be having, I don't know. But they be having so many names, but then like when you be like, yo, they on the road, they on the world, taking that shit to across the world. Not just driving to Atlanta and performing at an Atlanta take DMV takeover little bar.
mhm.
Really, I'm not trying to be funny, but that's just not it. You know, they don't learn the business. You know, you can't. You know, half of the go-go bands are not registered as writers and performers, so they're not even doing nothing. They get and when they do branch off, they work on real projects, and the real musicians work on projects and are behind the scenes on a lot of people's stuff. You know, and when you look at them, they're getting all these producer credits. But come on, y'all, they ain't playing no go-go. And even if it have a hint of go-go, if it has a hint of go-go, there's no budget put behind that project. There's never the first single.
Mm.
And if it is the first single, there's no budget put behind that project. Why? Because it's demographic music. What demographic is that? Well, y'all know the answer to that. It is the DMV area. And the sad part about it is it hasn't even reached the whole DMV because once you reach up Baltimore, they act like go-go music is weird.
I mean, but they got their percolator shit, so it's
Yeah, you
so
see what I'm
good.
saying? But what's the problem is when DMV is really represented by go-go around the world. I mean, it's really represented by Baltimore around the world. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's scary because go-go isn't even the music that they accept. And if they don't accept it, then how's the world going to accept it? Not trying to be funny, people.
Yes,
I'm not
you
trying to be funny.
are.
But
You
if
always
Baltimore
doing
doesn't
for
accept it,
us.
no, listen, I love y'all. I love you. I love DMV. We family. But if Baltimore doesn't accept it, and if every time you say I'm from DMV, people say you from Baltimore. Whenever you go around the world, if you say you from Maryland, they say you from Baltimore.
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
you say you from Virginia or DC, you can't say you from Maryland. You know, so coming up the interstate, even if you say you're from DC, it's like, oh yeah, they got their music and they're broken off from Maryland. They're broken off. So when you say I'm from Maryland, everyone's automatically like I'm from that you're from Baltimore. The assumption of that, so they already assume that you're not with Go Go, and 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to play Go Go if you in Atlanta, if you in LA, if you in anywhere else besides DMV. You're not about to turn on the Go Go joint. You're not about to walk into a bar and have a DJ play Go Go. Even if a DJ's out of town, he won't play Go Go. He'll play their music where they're from. He won't play Go Go.
Well, we had a go-go band at West Virginia State University, so
West Virginia State.
yes.
Well,
The DMV took our music to West Virginia, okay? So like it was my freshman year there and I was just so surprised because I was out in the Hicks and I could hear my music. So they
well,
played it at our parties, at our college parties. Yeah, it was good. So and people used to get mad. They said, "Oh my gosh, they got these DC people," but it is what it is.
yeah, listen. I love the DMV for its attempt to stay original. But I need y'all to understand if we really want to take off, we have to follow the blueprint. If y'all really want to get this go-go popping, we have to make a hit record. And I'm not talking about some BS we are the world stuff. Y'all don't need that. But y'all need to concede. Let one group take by the horns and do its thing. But you know what y'all gonna do? Because y'all all do it as people. Once one go-go band hit, you know what's gonna happen with the whole world? You know what they're gonna say? The same thing that I've been saying all along. All them bands sound the same. And guess what's gonna happen? No, listen, let me tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna be talking just like how y'all. No, they're gonna be talking just how you was disrespecting all the hip hop artists. They all sound the same. Because you know what? Unless we gonna start breaking it down to this is a R&B go-go band, this is a
That's
hip
how
hop
you
go-go
do
band.
it. You
That's
got
how it's gonna have
fast,
to be
you
done.
got bounce beat, and then you got
That's
regular
that's what it's gonna have
go-go.
to be. That's what it's gonna have to be. And the DMV has to decide which one is going to be the representative of go-go, because the world is not going to be ready to accept go-go and try to figure out which one is which. You realize we didn't get UK drill, New York drill, and Chicago drill at the same time.
We just got drilled.
We got drill, and then they gave us UK drill, and then they gave us New York drill. And they started showing you how they're just a little different, but we can't give you this all at the same time. We can't. If a New York drill rapper would have dropped at the same time of Chief Keef and them, everyone would have been like, "Oh, they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to sound like that." But it sounds nothing the same at all. It's not. It doesn't sound the same at all. You can't hear Pop Smoke and hear Lil Durk or Chief Keef, but it's all drill music. But when you
Pop
hear
Smoke was drill.
when you hear UK drill music, you hear Pop Smoke drill music, which is New York drill. You hear more.
Mm.
But the world is not ready ever. The world is never going to be ready to accept three things from one person, from one cook. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why Salt Bay couldn't come out and show you that he could cook everything. He was just throwing salt on the meat. And that was his thing. and eventually he moved up to showing you everything else. There was a reason why Gordon Ramsay mastered his signature dish before he moved on to showing you that he can cook anything. You have to know what you have to make people like you and know that you have a signature and what's your signature. The problem is with go-go, if I could go to a person and say play this go-go song, and then someone else can go to them and say play this go-go song, someone else go to them and say play this go-go song, and they don't get the same experience, then they leave wondering, is that what go-go is? A mixed bag of experience? And it becomes just an experience when they're in the city to experience it. So y'all go artists out there, get a hit record, man. Put your minds together. Call me if you need a songwriter. I can hook y'all up. I can write something real fire for y'all. We can actually put a producer and everything together for y'all and get y'all a real good hit. And then of course y'all make a lot of money, man. Put some money behind the record. Stop being trifling. Jezabel, of course, oh my God, we went over. And everyone knows that we went over, but at this time, y'all. Jezabel, what you got coming up?
I'm gonna give y'all another session. I want to do a We Live Wednesday, but y'all know it's Thanksgiving coming up, so that's either gonna be. I'm thinking, should I do it on Wednesday or Friday? Y'all haven't decided yet, but y'all look for a video coming up for me. It won't be another 2 hours. I swear, y'all. I'm gonna try to cut it down to an hour.
2 hours is fine. They like it. They like it.
Like yeah, but I think an hour. I think an hour is good, guys. And then yeah, so we have so much to talk about. I want to talk about the 74-year-old woman that had 500,000 clients. She was a retired sex worker. So I want to talk about that, guys. So make sure y'all tune in. Yes, definitely. We got so much to talk about. I didn't get to drop the whole truth, y'all. So y'all work with me now. I'm trying to push this content out for you guys. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. That's it.
Well, y'all definitely gonna want to tune in for that story. I know a lot of people mad about Kyle Rittenhouse getting off and beating the gun charge, but y'all don't be mad. Y'all look at the precedent that's been set and arm your 17-year-olds, all right? Teach them how to shoot, teach them how to protect themselves. Now we can. Once one 17-year-old gets away with it, it's called precedent by law. Don't be mad about that. And law, don't be mad at me for saying that because you know it's the law. Also, tune in tomorrow, Hip Hop 95, on radio, or on the app. Y'all already know I'm going to be on there, having a good time, cutting it up. And I can see you. So y'all already know. Also, some big news coming, but I'm going to give y'all that news next week. Because at this time, those J's should be down to ashes. They should be flicking off the roaches and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. Because we out. Peace.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.